Oh yeah, it's going down in ATL Black College Live edition from the HBCU National Championship, and we have to crown a band of the year coming up later tonight here in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium as we kick off Black College Live.
Yeah, this is a Gimme 5 show with Jay Walker and Tiffany. Yeah. You gon' have to give me 5 fingers on it right now. Wait until they see the strength and hear the win. It's Black College Live. I'ma need 5 on it.
You're watching
If they
Black
put
College
overtime
Live.
on it, lights out. You know how I run, this ain't for fun. I've been going done, they be still trying to clone it. From FAMU to Grambling, I'm on it. Stand on it, marching 100 how you want it. Before you see me blitz, might see a twist. They think it was a glitch, went from player to an owner. Now I just be doing what I wanna. Big body, I don't even need a sponsor. I be stacking comma at the comma. Kiss a guy with good karma. I get it different, I be working on my off day. Into that paper, I go underlay. I get it different, I be working on my off day. Into that paper, I gon' have to give me 5 fingers on it right now.
Here we are inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The Red Lobster Band of the Year competition will crown a champion for the high school Division I and Division II bands. And of course, we welcome you back in. Jay Walker, Tiffany Green, always great to see you, fam. And guess what? Celebration Bowl, the 10th edition. A decade of excellence, my brother.
Wow, it's going to be a special weekend. As you talked about, the Band of the Year competition will take place. But as we always like to say, we start off the HBCU football season in Atlanta. And if you're good enough, your team will be here in Atlanta competing for a national championship. They've got everything you want to see for this weekend going on. But you know me. What am I, Tiff? Deep at heart.
You're a football guy.
I'm a football guy.
Yep.
There's going to be a national championship, a natty on the line in the ATL. It gets no better.
All right, looking at the Celebration Bowl preview, you've got South Carolina State, a team that has been there, making their 3rd trip in the last 5 seasons, and they are trying to win it for the 2nd time since 2021. But an upstart of Prairie View A&M making it to the big stage.
Now, Prairie View A&M, they've got some dynamic players that can really hurt you in so many different ways. And I tell everybody, Cam Peters went to Prairie View A&M. He went to that Prairie View A&M, the school that once had the longest losing streak in college football history. Well, now they're competing for a national championship. South Carolina State, a blue blood. South Carolina State, for year after year after year, has produced fantastic defenses. Talking about defenses that have produced like Harry Carson, like Donnie Shell, like Robert Porcher, like Shaq Leonard. They're a blue blood. But for Prairie View A&M, and I got to say it again, it's that Prairie View A&M that once played non-scholarship football like 25 years ago, that won the SWAC and is here in Atlanta with the first-year head coach. They're a program that's rising. Can they win a national championship this quickly?
Well, they have 5 Black College Football National Championships.
That's old.
You gotta
That's
go back to
way
the 50s. Their first SWAC championship since 2009, and SWAC Coach of the Year Tremaine Jackson has done an outstanding job considering what we have seen from him. But the upstarts, the trending teams throughout this season, we could have very well seen Alabama State in this championship game.
Yeah, the job that Eddie Robinson did there with his breakout quarterback, Andrew Body, the best player in HBCU football by far. They were just 2 points short versus Jackson State from having an opportunity to host the SWAC championship and possibly be here. And what about D-Jack? You know, we talk about Delaware State, the job that D-Jack did at Delaware State. He had the Hornets swarming. They were just a game away for competing for an HBCU national championship. I don't know who saw this coming, Tiff.
Well, the first 10-win season, or first winning season since 2012, and you think back to that October game, Deshaun Jackson, Michael Vick, both leading their programs after having successful and outstanding careers in the NFL. Your grades for them this season?
Well, I think, you know, Michael Vick is probably going to get like a D- because he wants to do better there. They only won 1 game, which was not an improvement. But when you talk about Deshaun Jackson, I'm giving Deshaun Jackson an A- only because he didn't win the MEAC. He competed, showed improvement, and that's the trend that everybody wants to follow.
Well, you're talking about that. How about coming home and Marshall Falk? Oh, yeah, it was part of the greatest show on turf. And Marshall Falk named the 22nd head coach at Southern University.
Interesting hire. I think they needed the spark there. Marshall Falk is from New Orleans, Louisiana, which is just about 45 minutes away from Baton Rouge. He's got ties within the state. He came to Southern University from Colorado, where he was there with Coach Prime. So you know Coach Prime taught him the ropes, a little bit of what he should need to know. There's a lot of electricity there, but as we've seen, just because you play great football in the NFL and you're a legend does not necessarily mean you'll always have success at the HBCU level.
Well, I'll tell you some guys who had great success, individual performances as we look at the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Individual awards in the postseason. Andrew Body, we talked about him, how electrifying he was as a playmaker.
Oh, and Andrew Body got a lot of bodies on his resume. I mean, he was actually punishing defenses, and I think his breakout performance was opening game of the season when he threw for over 300 yards against UAB in a losing effort, but they scored 42 points.
And Tremaine Jackson, again, we mentioned Prairie View A&M's head coach in this HBCU National Championship game. Coming over from D2 Valdosta State, he took the Blazers to the D2 National Championship, and he's competing for another one here on the HBCU ranks.
I mean, he's a hot guy right now. It's going to be a challenge for them to keep him at Prairie View after just 1 year. Yeah, I said it. Get it started.
All right, let's take a look at the MEAC, the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. Really favored North Carolina Central this season in the postseason honors Walker Harris, the Offensive Player of the Year.
Quarterback.
Chinnis Berry winning back-to-back seasons as Coach of the Year, and Jared Washington, an NFL prospect.
Yeah, the number one NFL prospect, I would think, in all of HBCU football. He's got all the intangibles. There's a reason why South Carolina State is here. Great coaching, great defense. They've got some players there. Walker Harris, fan, congratulations on a fantastic season for the left-handed gunslinger.
We'll take a look back at the great seasons that brought South Carolina State and Prairie View A&M to the Cricket Celebration Bowl.
Come to South Carolina State University. Here you'll find unlimited possibilities for wherever you want your college career to take you. Since 1896, we've trained generations of scholars and leaders, building a legacy of excellence. Explore our stellar academic programs, including nuclear engineering, military science, biology, education, computer science, agribusiness, and more. Enjoy student-focused activities and organizations and discover your passion. Dare to be great. Enroll now and join our legacy of excellence at South Carolina State University.
College football fans, the Cricket Celebration Bowl is celebrating 10 years of crowning an HBCU national champion. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th as the MEAC and SWAC champions clash in Atlanta. Join us for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
There is a conference where the student and student athlete still matters, where geography means something, and where rivalries are measured in decades, not dollars. In this conference, we push one another to greater heights on the field, the court, the track, and in the classroom. Here, we stay true to our values, and we stay true to each other. The Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, where champions are made.
No better place to be than in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the heart and soul of the culture down south, and this is the place you want to be when they put up the Christmas lights, because you want to be playing this time of year for an HBCU national championship. And there is an opportunity for South Carolina State for a second consecutive season under Chinnis Berry. All he does is win undefeated in conference play since taking over for the legendary Buddy Pugh in Orangeburg, South Carolina. And yes, they've got the most in all of Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, and they have done it so effectively, so efficiently. You think about last year, they're trying to wipe that taste out of their mouth after falling to Jackson State in last year's Cricket Celebration Bowl. But the job that Chinnis Berry has done with that program, again, he too has had instant success, and it's carried over into year two.
You know, it's all about the personality, and he wills his teams to be great. One of the great coaches in HBCU football, I'm going to say college football right now, this level of college football. He's got something about him that can make it work for them. undefeated ever since he's been a member of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference as a head coach, has not lost a conference game. He controls the line of scrimmage. They protect his quarterback. A lot of people don't realize, I think the key to his greatness, Chennis Berry was one of the best offensive line coaches in the country before he became a head coach. Anytime you can control the trenches and protect your quarterback and have the ability to run the football, that means you have an opportunity to win a number of football games, and that's why South Carolina State is so successful. Chennis Berry has that sauce when it comes to offensive line.
And you want to talk about now. Got to do it now. No opportunity wasted. That's why Tremaine Jackson is like, yeah, dog, I hear you and everything, but this is our time. Prairie View A&M.
That Prairie View A&M.
Yeah, hasn't had a 10-win season, you see right there, since 1963, and Panther Nation has got to stand up for this year's group.
You have to appreciate it. That right there says a lot. They went on the road in a very hostile environment. They were the underdogs, and they pulled off the upset, knocking off the number 12th ranked team in the country in Jackson State University. And that Prairie View A&M is not done yet. They feel like they've got more to do. If they can win this game, it'll be the first time in school history they've ever had an 11-win season that will cap off a national championship. What about Tremaine Jackson special? He's got his roots. He played football at Texas Southern there, coached at Texas Southern, coached at Valdosta, has been around the country coaching, and everywhere he's gone to, all he does is what?
Win. That's right. And with 70-plus new players, and we talked about the culture that he's established. He says, look, we are a culture-rich program, and he talks about that dog, that discipline, that obedience, and that grit, and the Panthers have certainly showed that. Well, coming up next, we've got the HBCU Power Rankings. Jay will break down the top teams in Black college football when we return here to Atlanta.
Don't forget to subscribe to our Black College Live YouTube channel and follow on these social platforms.
At Prairie View A&M University, excellence isn't just a word, it's our legacy. A legacy nearly 150 years in the making. You see it in our nationally ranked programs, groundbreaking research, and in our nearly 90,000 proud alumni transforming communities across the globe. Prairie View A&M University. Changemakers are bred here. Pioneers emerge here. Excellence lives here. Your brilliance belongs here. Start your journey at pvamu.edu.
In 1920, an athletic league was formed and slowly became one of the leading sports associations in the world of collegiate athletics, the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Today, the SWAC is looking towards the next century, growing, supporting, and transforming our intercollegiate sports activities for student athletes and promoting academic excellence. Each SWAC member institution represents a high level of integrity and sportsmanship. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
Welcome back to Atlanta, home of the AUC and, oh yeah, the National Championship Cricket Celebration Bowl. Well, let's take a look at our HBCU Power Rankings. Coming in at number 5, I see you, Coach Nipsey, D-Jack, and the job you did at Delaware State University. 7-5 on the season, a game away from advancing to the Cricket Celebration Bowl. Fantastic rushing attack. Delaware State comes in, finishes the year at number 5 in Jay's HBCU Power Rankings. At number 4, surprise, surprise, they were number 1 most of the season, but they didn't get the job done. Jackson State and the Fighting TC Taylors. Tremendous season for them. They were ranked in the top 20 most of the season long, but they came a game short from advancing to Atlanta. Still a strong season down in Jackson. At number 3, what number 3? That Prairie View A&M. Repeat after me. That Prairie View A&M is now a winning program with tremendous upside and potential. The boys from Texas put on for their city as they kept it going all season long, and they're not done yet. With the victory this weekend, hey, they got room for improvement. At number 2, Alabama State University. Eddie Robinson Jr. had the Hornets swarming all over the field. Andrew Body, the SWAC Offensive Player of the Year, one of the best out there. They came 2 points short from possibly winning the national championship with that fantastic season at 10-2. And at number 1, the team to beat, oh yeah, them Bulldogs are biting. Rah, rah, rah. They like to put that bite on the opposing teams right there. Chennis Berry has them playing their best football, but yet they won't be satisfied unless they finish the season at numero uno, which would be another HBCU national championship there in Orangeburg. And on the bubble, not quite making it. Let's give a little love to Albany State. Quinn Gray had a fantastic year. They won a couple games in the Division II playoff. They didn't make the top 5, but I see you, Q Gray. You had a fantastic season.
Okay, Jay, what was that? What?
Bulldog's bite.
You got to be careful now.
I didn't say.
No, but
the big dog.
You have to be careful about how much bass you put in that because you know this is the Q Bowl, right? Tremaine Jackson, Chinnis Berry, both members of Omega Psi Phi. All right, we got more coming. Hey, Jay's Give Me 5 is on the other side. Yeah.
And Tiff's player hating 2 cents.
Oh, shut your mouth.
College football fans, the Cricket Celebration Bowl is celebrating 10 years of crowning an HBCU national champion. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th as the MEAC and SWAC champions clash in Atlanta. Join us for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
There is a conference where the student and student athlete still matters, where geography means something, and where rivalries are measured in decades, not dollars. In this conference, we push one another to greater heights on the field, the court, the track, and in the classroom. Here, we stay true to our values, and we stay true to each other. The Mideastern Athletic Conference, where champions are made.
In 1920, an athletic league was formed and slowly became one of the leading sports associations in the world of collegiate athletics, the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Today, the SWAC is looking towards the next century, growing, supporting, and transforming our intercollegiate sports activities for student athletes and promoting academic excellence. Each SWAC member institution represents a high level of integrity and sportsmanship. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
Don't forget to subscribe to our Black College Live YouTube channel and follow on these social platforms.
Welcome into Black College Live. Jay Walker, Tiffany Green here with you, kicking it from Mercedes-Benz Stadium ahead of the 2025 Cricket Celebration Bowl. And everybody, y'all know what it was like to work with Jay Walker because you hear him Saturday after Saturday, you'd be like, player haters.
And
come on.
Only a player hater like Tiff can try and take Jay's Give Me 5 and make it Tiff's Give Me 5. It don't work like that. Mama didn't raise no fool.
Ain't nobody worry about
Jay's
you.
Give Me 5. And how about this? For HBCU traditions, my Give Me 5, I may add another one with Tiffany player hate. But number 5, when you go down to Greensboro, North Carolina, nobody has a phrase better than anybody else. What do you hear?
Aggie pride.
Aggie pride. They love it. They brainwash those folks down there. But it's one of those HBCU traditions you must see to appreciate it. Coming in at number 4, the Sonic Boom of the South makes their entrance into the stadium. Takes them 20 minutes to take their seat. The crowd loves it. When you start hearing that song, Get Ready, then you know your football team better get ready for not only the boom, but the football team as well. At number 3, one of the newer traditions. I call it the South Carolina State Q-Hop. It's when the Omega Psi Phi fraternity takes over the stands. They go into the end zone. They perform so long in one game, Tiff, they were penalized 15 yards because the game was going on. They did not get off the field.
They out.
Number 2, if you ever been to the Florida Classic, one thing you're going to love, when you leave the stadium, a song's going to be in your head. What's that song, Tiff?
Let's go, Wildcats.
Let's go, boom, 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 Wildcats. And if you hear that song, a lot of times your Florida A&M loving behind is in trouble. But we'll make that
Too
another
much
story.
energy behind that.
And coming in number 1, a place called The Shed down in Tuskegee, Alabama, where they do it the Tuskegee way, the school that made it popular to ball and parlay. The Tuskegee way, I love it. You got to check it out. A couple things not making this list, but they're close. Southern University, Dancing Dolls, always got to include the Dancing Dolls.
We'll see that.
And how about this tradition? Anywhere in the country, doesn't have to be just football, but particularly a football game. When I say these 2 letters, everybody knows what I'm talking about. H-U,
Hampton.
You know. You know. That's the hater there.
Right, that's all I'm going to say.
Know.
No, you always want to put that home season on it. You like to talk about me being a homer.
You know.
You're a homer. Anyway, Tiff's 2 cents. See, I'm going to take a page out of your book. Okay, my 2 cents for HBCU traditions.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, come on. Bring it on.
Your
The Rattlers.
2 cents.
Do it with me. Come on, Jay. Everybody wants to see this. The Rattlers will what? Strike and strike and strike again.
They bite themselves. Rattlers strike themselves, too. That's what snakes do.
You just don't want to get bit by a fly. All right, and then the second one, I got to shout out the Royal Court. As a member of the Royal Court, remember in Ebony Magazine, they would have all of the Miss Universities? Yeah, it feels good that way. So
you call that
shout out
HBCU
to
football
the
tradition.
Kings and queens of each of the universities, the Royal Courts, as folks. Hey, look at that. Rattlers, always in the building. That orange and green, it looks so good.
At Prairie View A&M University, excellence isn't just a word, it's our legacy. A legacy nearly 150 years in the making. You see it in our nationally ranked programs, groundbreaking research, and in our nearly 90,000 proud alumni transforming communities across the globe. Prairie View A&M University. Changemakers are bred here. Pioneers emerge here. Excellence lives here. Your brilliance belongs here. Start your journey at pvamu.edu.
Come to South Carolina State University. Here you'll find unlimited possibilities for wherever you want your college career to take you. Since 1896, we've trained generations of scholars and leaders, building a legacy of excellence. Explore our stellar academic programs, including nuclear engineering, military science, biology, education, computer science, agribusiness, and more. Enjoy student-focused activities and organizations and discover your passion. Dare to be great. Enroll now and join our legacy of excellence at South Carolina State University.
College football fans, the Cricket Celebration Bowl is celebrating 10 years of crowning an HBCU national champion. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th as the MEAC and SWAC champions clash in Atlanta. Join us for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
Oh, let's do it. Hey, oh, let's do it. You ready? Jay, come on now.
For that
End
right
of the
there?
year, halftime performance. Of course, there's going to be the HBCU National Championship and so many wonderful memories here in Atlanta
Hey,
at
that
the
right
end of
there,
the season.
that is an HBCU tradition. Southern playing that Zydeco type music
when the
right
Saints
there.
go marching in. All you need is your umbrella. Dun-na-dun-na-dun-na. Hey! Everybody tries to flow off of that, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so, Jay, we're talking about the Cricket Celebration Bowl. And
Yes.
you think back to 2015, the image that stands out in my mind is Tariq Cohen, okay? He woke up on an empty stomach and came in and balled out nearly 300 yards on the ground to lead the Aggies to the first HBCU National Championship crowned here in Atlanta.
Yeah, they knocked off all quarantine, which was very physical at the time there. But when I think about some memorable moments, I think about South Carolina State. Buddy Pugh, when he pulled off the upset, they came in at 7-5. Jackson State had what everybody thought was the team of the decade down there with Coach Prime. And Buddy Pugh said, no, no, no. The old dog had one more trick ready as he won an HBCU National Championship here. And it brought a tear to everybody's eye.
Yeah, we had some dignitaries roll through here. VP.
Oh, Kamala Harris, absolutely. HU. You know.
You can finish that off. You already did that so wonderfully. And so now you think back to last year, right? And Janice Berry had this bright light, big stage, and he said, I didn't even recognize my team. Now they get a second crack at it here against Prairie View A&M, who stormed out of the SWAC. So break down the tail of the tape here.
I think outside of the numbers that you'll see is Prairie View A&M ready for it. I think South Carolina State has the advantage. They were in this game last year, first-year head coach. They came here and the lights got a little bit too bright for them. If you're Prairie View A&M, well, you're in that same situation. A coach coming up from Division II, winning a conference championship. Are the lights going to be too bright for you? They have to dull out the noise. They have to focus in between the lines. What is Prairie View A&M very good at doing? They're one of the fastest teams you'll see in the country, going sideline to sideline. There's a reason why they're number one in pass defense, and they're going to have to do that. They're going to have to keep that going because South Carolina State has a great wide receiving core that attacks the football at its highest point. If they allow Billy Atkins, the quarterback, to get comfortable in the pocket, then they're going to be in trouble. But South Carolina State's defense can keep them in it. They can absolutely swarm to the football. The power is on display.
When you think about Jared Washington and how great he is, he's going to have to try to throw off in that secondary with Cam Peters at quarterback for Prairie View.
Yeah, Cam Peters is a guy that they like to play up-tempo. They like to spread it from sideline to sideline to make you go, and that's the problem. When you start running sideline to sideline versus Prairie View A&M, they know how to absolutely attack the ball carrier and get there in a hurry. A unique defense with a 3-3-5 stack, speed at linebacker, speed in the secondary, speed on the defensive line. When I think of Prairie View A&M, I think of speed, and more speed. The boys from Texas know how to play football.
Trayvon Randall, a great example there, leading the team in tackles. Daryl Starling Jr., oh, so much more. And Jay, as we close things out from here in Atlanta, I'm going to ask you really quickly, South Carolina State wins if?
South Carolina State wins if they control the line of scrimmage, if they can push Prairie View A&M around and figure out a way to run against a very fast defense. And you ask me the flip side of that Prairie View A&M wins if speed can neutralize power. It's the MEAC with the power. It's the SWAC with the speed. What's going to win this year? It's speed versus power. The blue blood versus the old school, new school Prairie View A&M Youngbloods.
Well, the MEAC has won 7 out of the 10 Celebration Bowls, but the SWAC on a run.
Yes.
These last 2, they have been crowned champions 2 consecutive seasons. Can they make it a third? It all rides on the game tomorrow between South Carolina State and Prairie View A&M. Jay, it's been a fantastic season, the highs, the lows, but all the beautiful things in between. For Jay Walker, I'm Tiffany Green saying, we out.